Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have APAT and Alex. How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
And to my left, GW40. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing good.
I swear, every fucking week I say GW40, and I'm about to say Alex, how you doing? And I just said his name. You know what? It's just after the numbers, his name rolls off my tongue. That's why. APAT.
I don't know, Marvin. You
GW40.
are getting older.
I know. I'm about 67. So when's the comics forecast? My name is Marvin. We're talking about the comic books coming out for the fifth week in August, the fifth Wednesday, excuse me. That is August 29th. Alex, fifth week, finally here.
Number 6, right here.
Number
Woo!
6. If you don't get that, you should be watching the Gauntlet one time. Alex thought there were 6 Wednesdays in a month. So that's what that means.
I swear there were.
Image Comics. Here we go. Isola. Number 5, this is Brendan Fletcher, Carl Kerschel, and Mysick. End of the story arc, Rook and Owlin face each other at the end of the road. This is going to take us hiatus after this. Going to be returning in January 2019. Alex, what do you think? Isola, it kind of started in the middle of a story. We got more information as it went on. Looks beautiful. I think we both agree. But now we have a break until January for a book that we said it's taking a second to get into. So what do you think about that?
I think maybe the break is a smart idea, but I also think what a way to sell this book on. Look how this art looks amazing. By the way, we're going to take 5 months off. Hope you don't miss this too much. The book looks great. The story is okay. I think there needs to be a little bit more character development for me, and I know we're getting that as the book progresses. But I don't know, it's not living up to the hype that I'm expecting. Garrett died.
Yeah, I think he hung up the phone.
I didn't hang up the phone. What are you talking about?
That was a big noise you just made.
I didn't listen right to you guys.
Isola is a book I do enjoy, but yeah, you're right, Alex. There's something about it that's kind of like, I don't know, keeps it at arm's length for me. I can't fully be like, truly recommend this thing or truly enjoy this, but I do enjoy it. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's like I know it looks beautiful, and I know like it maybe one day will be what I want it to be, but it's not that today. So that's the thing.
I think it's just super early.
Well, it feels like Paper Girls. And it's not even like I don't know what's going on. I understand what's going on. It's just I think I'm expecting more from it than I'm getting. I think I'm expecting a longer narrative to happen and to be more, I don't know, maybe I'm looking for it to be more confusing.
I think
after all these other books I've read.
Every issue I feel like there's not enough going on. Like one scene happens really, and then that's it. So it always feels like, even though if you count the pages, they are the correct number of pages, it feels like they're less than they're supposed to be. I'm not sure what it is, but that's the way it feels every time I read it.
It's probably because the art's doing a lot more of the storytelling than the actual text.
So we'll see there. But that's great that's coming out the 5th week, so I'll get through that thing in 2 seconds. Blackwood number 44. This is from Dark Horse Comics, Evan Dorkin and Veronica Fish. This is the end of this miniseries that Garrett's been getting. Garrett, how's Blackwood been going?
It's been pretty good. I don't think it's like the best thing I've ever read, but it is fun to like see kind of, like a haunted school with a haunted mystery, but, kind of gives you that same feeling as Gotham Academy from DC Comics. But, I think it was a nice attempt, but you can see why this isn't going to last new and ongoing. But I think the art's really great and the story is fun to follow.
Let's go to IDW Publishing. Not much out this week. That's why we're like one book per publisher. But IDW Publishing, TMNT, Bebop, and Rocksteady hit the road number 5 of 5. This is the end. Ben Bates, Dustin Weaver, Ben Bates on art. Bebop and Rocksteady's road trip reaches its crazed conclusion as old enemies from their trip catch up and a brand new unbeatable foe stands between them and their home. Alex, what do you think? The Bebop and Rocksteady, they are hitting the end of the road. How's the trip been for you?
Well, I am honestly one issue behind. I haven't read issue 4, but I think a problem for me is that issue 1 was great. Then I got into 2 and 3, and they're okay. It's that they keep sticking these 2 big, mean characters, and they make them dumb, which they are stupid. But then they just keep doing these like dumb odds and ends. It's like, I don't give a shit. You know what I want? I want these guys to show up in New York and to fight the turtles. That's a whole. I mean, Garrett, this is literally the type of thing you need to be hearing from me. TMNT's title is on is on this book, and they're not in the book. I guess that's how I call it to you guys, just Bebop and Rocksteady. But that's anyway. I don't know. It's fine. I'm hoping that this wraps up nicely and leads us into another story. These two guys haven't been in out, and I need them. Bring them, give them to me now.
DC Comics, we have background number 26. This is Mary Gar Scott, Paul Potier, Sean Murphy on the cover. Fantastic. Art of the Crime Part 1, start of a new arc here for that 25th issue. That was bigger than usual. What do you think, Garrett? Batgirl, number 26. Looking forward to the way it's going to go after 25?
Yeah. When we just read that not the annual, issue 25, which was kind of like an annual, had a lot of stories in it. The story started out with this really cool detective scene where Barbara's figuring out what happened to this couple that got murdered. Literally like seconds behind the actual killer, like leaving the location, and it was pretty awesome. So that gets me excited for Margaret Scott's run. And you know, they did delay issue 25, so we didn't get an issue of Batgirl for basically 2 months. So it is kind of cool that, I mean, you're going to bring it up here in a second, but we got Batgirl 26, and then we have an annual, and I do like that it's by Margaret Scott as well, because I really don't like annuals when they're written by other people. It's like, what's the point? You should try to create more space for your storyline if you have an annual. So
yeah, what Garrett was talking about, annual Batman Batgirl annual number 2 from the same writer, Elena Casagrande, for the art on that one. You know what's strange about that though, Garrett and Alex? Don't they usually try to separate the annuals from the actual issues coming out? It's weird. It's coming out the same week, both of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm shocked about. I'm like, man, that's a lot of Batgirl in 1 week. But hey, I mean, I do have to say, like, issue 25 took for a month, and this came out at the end of this month. So,
It is strange. Maybe that's what it is. It was delayed and it wasn't supposed to be, and then now we have them all kind of grouping up here at the end. So I hope. I mean, it is a book that you guys have been enjoying, so I am looking forward to seeing if you like these two back to back. This week we get DC likes to do on their 5th week always do something special. So we got some more of these Looney Tune tie-ins. Last time, Tom King's Elmer Fudd and Batman Aces, 100% the best book I read all that year. Nope, it was pretty good though. Catwoman and Tweety and Sylvester special number 1. This is Gail Simone, Shea Fontana. Shea Fontana will be at SuperCon 2018. Return of the Con, and we have Anika Miranda and Walter Carzone. So if you want to read the Tweety and Sylvester Catwoman crossover, there you go. There's that. And also we have Harley Quinn in the Gossamer special. That is Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Connor, Solly Fish, Pierre Breto, David Alvarez. So you have that. And then look, we got another one here. Joker and Daffy Duck. This is Scott Lowell, Joey Calari, Lucinio Vecchio, and Brett Booth on the art there. So if you're looking forward to Daffy, and it looks like Daffy going back to the more crazy kind of Daffy. That's the kind of Daffy you're going to get there. And then one more here, Lex Luthor, Porky Pig special. This is Mark Russell, Jim Fannin, Brad Walker, Andrew Hennessy, and John Lauder. Mark Russell of Flintstones fame. That is one I actually might check out. We'll see here. Porky Pig looks creepy right in the cover. They're going to not sleep tonight because of that. So if you're looking forward to any of those, go ahead and check those out. Nightwing Annual number 1. Does anybody get Nightwing still?
Yeah.
Ben
this
Percy,
issue especially.
Otto Schmitz, Garrett's book he's looking forward to the most. But Alex, what do you think? Ben Percy on Nightwing. How's he been doing so far?
You know, I think Nightwing, I like the Sam Humphries beginning for Nightwing. Jeez. And Ben Percy's fine. I don't know. I think Nightwing's starting to lose its kind of flair for me. I'm not Garrett. I don't like the Dick Grayson. I'm all about the Bruce. So I'm actually kind of on that. Maybe I won't get this just for the fact that I don't know if I care enough anymore about
Alex. You need to reverse that sentence.
And you're going to say Otto Schmidt and be like,
dude,
so good. And I'm going to be like, who gives a flying shit?
Alex, literally a month ago, you said you've been loving Nightwing.
Yeah, and guess how quick that changed.
I know. It's like you loving Batman issue 50.
Whoa.
So now you just hurt me inside because to have Otto Schmidt come out with a comic this year and you're not going to get it, and you get the main
one
series.
issue that he's done. Way to go.
It's that spectacular of art.
I can't wait till I get it, and when I looked at it and I go, wow, garbage.
Yeah, that won't happen. I'm going to show you one page, and you're going to be like, all right, I'm getting this.
It doesn't count if it's from Green Arrow.
It's not. It's from Nightwing.
We'll see, though. Al Smith has been, he hasn't been on a book for a while, right? He's been kind of missing in action since Green Arrow. Or he did he did Green Arrow. Yeah, it was the last thing that he did, right?
Yeah. I think he helped with an annual.
So he did something else recently. I don't remember what it is, though.
Maybe it was Justice League No Justice. He did a little art in there, maybe. I think a page or two. I don't know. I don't remember either. But let's see here: Red Hood and the Outlaws Annual #2. Scott Lobel, Clayton Henry, Kenneth Rocafort on the cover. The boys are back. Red Hood and Arsenal together again, sort of. While Jason Todd is recovering after a brutal beatdown from the man who taught him everything he knows about brutal beatdowns. Roy Harper divides his time between being a nursemaid to his bestie and tracking down the source of tainted drugs that have killed thousands. It isn't long before the two find themselves in Beijing battling the sisters of Susie Sue. All this and the implicable fate of Artemis and Bizarro. Garrett, what do you think? Scott Lobdell, we got Arsenal back here. Is that what do you want to see this book going? Do you want to see Arsenal back, or what? How's it going?
I think I'm more excited for when issue 26 comes out because at least for Jason Todd, there's going to be a really cool story arc going on. I think this is kind of wrapping up the loose ends of the first part of this series, obviously with Bizarro and Artemis and Arsenal coming back in the picture. So I think it'll be a fun issue, and eventually Arsenal's going to leave at the end of this issue, I would imagine, because Jason's about to go down a pretty dark, going to get closer to where he started as Red Hood. So I am excited for this. I never really was a huge fan of like Jason and Arsenal's like camaraderie. I never really understood it. But I'm sure it'll be a fun issue because Scott Lobdell, he does really enjoy those characters. So I think he can write them well.
I think if Arsenal stayed in on the team, I think we'd be doing this book a disservice. I think that Artemis and Bizarro really bring a family-esque feel from Jason. Just kind of that best friend, buddy type junk that, no offense, isn't a problem. But it was, at least in the New 52 run, where I feel if he was to be kept in the book, we would really be losing something.
Scarlet #1 of 5. This is Brian Michael Bendis, Alex Maleev. From the creative team that brought you Jared Owen, the infamous Iron Man, comes the latest explosive chapter in their creator-owned epic, which IGN called the best comic on the stands. Scarlet tells the story of a woman whose life has been ripped apart by police corruption. But when she pushes back, she starts a chain reaction of events that will bring about the next American Revolution. In this brand new reader-friendly chapter, fully painted by Eisner Award-winning artist Alex Maleev, Scarlet tells the story of what happens when one young woman is pushed too far and what one country will do to stop her. So this is coming off of it used to be on Icon, so it's not a brand new series. It is a continuing of the series, but it looks like they're trying to make it so you can jump on. Alex Maleev is one of my favorite artists, and when he works with Bendis, usually we get gold. Infamous Iron Man was great. Their Devil stuff was good. So I want to try it out. And I do know that Garrett is saying he's good on action, but not good on super. So he's 50-50 there. Do I try this out? I think, on a lightweight like this, you might have to roll the dice. What do you think, Alex?
I'm not the right person to ask because I would say no to this book. I think Alex Maleev's art is great. I don't trust Bendis as far as I could throw him.
Well, you don't like Infamous Iron Man?
It was fine, but when I think about the last issue, which was pure garbage, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. You're right. The first 8 issues were spectacular. The art was on top of it. The story was great. I thought we were going somewhere. Then 9 just kind of pulls the wool over my eyes of going, hey, look at this ridiculous answer that we just gave you. And then in issue 10, it's like, really? I just read 9 issues of what is now garbage because you couldn't nail the ending with the story that you're building up to.
Garrett, what do you think?
I'm really trying to hold firm to not getting as many minis. I do really miss seeing Alex Maleev doing art on the regular, so like that intrigues me. But I think I'd rather just wait for the collection to come out and read it all as a whole. It does pain me a little bit because, not necessarily missing out on Bendis, but Maleev, his art is really spectacular. So it's going to be kind of a bummer, but I can be patient.
I'll only give you 3 books this week, so.
I think, Marvin, when you get it, you let us know if it's good.
All right,
wait till it's on Hoopla.
I'm only getting 3 books, so I might as well grab a 4th, you know what I mean? Like, this is the week. I talk about light weeks, and every time I do, I'm saying, oh, geez, it would have been light. You know what I'm saying? When it's a 5th week. For some reason, the last, 3 or 4 5th weeks, I've been busy. But this week, it really is the 5th week. I got 3 books. So I might as well throw it in for Maleev and Bendis. I think I owe it to them. They've not steered me wrong in the past. I mean, the combo of that team, not just one of them. So I think I'll try it out and see how it is. I'll let you know. Marvel Comics. I got to go way far down on this list to find something that we get at all to talk about, and that's Marvel 2-in-1. This is Chip Zdarsky, Ramon Perez, Return of the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four are back, but there's something quite off about them. Ben and Johnny, powerless and stranded, are in the fight of their lives as next of kin continues. This is Chip and Ramon Perez. I believe this is the actual return of the Fantastic Four. They're going to return in this book. Garrett, do you believe it?
I think it makes more sense because going into Fantastic Four #1, which is basically Fantastic Four issue 0 because they don't actually show up, I think that maybe this book has always been about like them trying to find Reed and Sue, so I think that would be really special if they do find them in this comic. So who knows? We'll find out. It seems like we're going to get a little evil versions of them first. I really don't know because there's an actual series devoted to the Fantastic Four. So I don't know where we're going to see the reunion. I'm sure it's coming soon, either this book or Fantastic Four, but I really couldn't tell you which one it'll be.
Venom first host #1. This is Mike Costa and Mark Bagley, They reunite for a Venom story unlike any other. Before The Amazing Spider-Man, before Venom, there was the first host, and that first host has returned in need of Venom's help. Only by reuniting can the two avert cosmic reunion. Can Eddie and the symbiotes trust one another long enough to save the galaxy, or will the first host prove to be Venom's undoing? I believe this is is this based on the movie, or is this based on the kind of story that's happening in Venom right now about like the first host? What do you think, Alex? Do you know?
Oh, I thought it was a whole separate transaction. I think the next book that we talk about is actually a reference to something that we're reading currently, where this one, I guess in all honesty, I didn't know there was a first host. I thought Eddie Brock was always in Spider-Man. So, I don't know. Maybe the spaceship. It's all about the spaceship. I got it.
They talk about in this Venom series that Eddie was in the first one, that he's been around for a while. It was kind of like Predator, he's been around for a while. And you remember Predator when he hands him that old gun, and he's like, oh shit, he's been around here for a long time. It's kind of like that. This is what Alex is talking about. Web of Venom, Vietnam. How do you say that? Just Vietnam? Okay. #1. Vietnam? Donny Cates, Juanan Ramirez. This is spinning out of the pages of Venom as the United States of America struggles through the Vietnam War. Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. needed a secret weapon, and when the ancient creature was discovered at the archaeological dig site, he was sure he'd found it. In reality, the discovery was an ancestor of the Clantar symbiotes, and would become a walking nightmare for a platoon of American soldiers. So this is spinning off of the Venom series, and if you look at that art, look at that preview, baby. It looks fantastic. Garrett, what do you think? You said you're not going to get minis. This is just a one-shot, or is this a mini?
I think right now it's a one-shot. I think it's like an annual size story. I'm definitely getting this because I think Donny Cates' Venom story is incredible.
I thought you were holding out. Nothing but ongoing.
This isn't a mini. This is a one-shot.
What's the difference? You said you only get stuff that's only one-shots or not going anywhere.
Because this is crucial. This is crucial to a story that I'm reading ongoing. The other one is just a contained story that could read any time from now until the end of time.
So you're saying this is like, you consider this just another issue in Venom, just a flashback.
Right.
All right.
Correct.
So what do you think? Is this something that, I mean, me and Alex recently read the Punisher. What was that book, Alex? Punisher Platoon?
Platoon, yeah.
And this kind of seems in that vein, but it's Nick Fury at that time. Fury Max talked about that time, and now we're going to see him dig up a symbiote. What do you expect for this book? Is it going to be more war than horror? Is it going to be like a horror mixed into action? What do you think?
I think there's going to be that big combo of war and horror. I think it's going to be, a discovery of finding these Venom or the symbiote. I can't do it anymore. That freaking trailer screwed me. I think about finding the symbiotes. I suck.
Symbiote.
Symbiote. I know they symbiote. So it'll be cool to see that.
Idiots,
obviously they're going to use them. I know they're going to use that to further their process in the war. So that'll be kind of cool to see. But I'm guessing eventually it's going to be their undoing. So we'll see. I'm excited though. I'm pumped for that story.
I thought it was more than just one issue. I thought I remember seeing in like Venom 2 or 3 that it was like a 3-issue thing or a 6-issue thing.
It could be. I'm not sure. It doesn't say. It doesn't give you any more information. So find it at the end of the issue.
Let's see here. I do have it pulled up here. And I do have a new story. We'll get to that in a second. I'll let you know what it says. X-23, number 3. This is Marquiro Tamaki and Juan Cabal. Laura has faced plenty of threats in her day, and when those threats take aim at Gabby, all bets are off, but the stakes are higher and the consequences more dire. When Laura comes up against a psychic threat, the Cuckoos. Garrett, how's this book been so far since she stopped being Wolverine and I went back to X-23?
I've been really enjoying it. I haven't been enjoying it as much as Tom Taylor's run, but it is still pretty good in its quality. I think the stories, coming off of what we read from Tom Taylor before this, and Juan Cabal was the artist at the end of his run, so it doesn't seem very dissimilar. I think, the big changes are that she's not Wolverine anymore, which they don't explain, which still kind of annoys me. But I do enjoy it. I'm glad they didn't kill off Gabby or anything because I think she's a great character. So
they probably did explain it. It's just one of those 15 million Wolverine miniseries that you didn't read.
Yeah, probably.
It is a one shot. So Garrett was right. It's a one shot.
Cool.
Here we go to Boom Studios. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid number 1. This is Kyle Higgins, Danielle De Nanucci, Diego Galando, and Trevor Harson on that cover. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the Harson cover. That actually looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? This is the grand finale, you said, right, to the event. How's the event gone so far, Alex? And the finale, is it going to be something that you're looking forward to, or is this something you just want to get over with?
It's kind of both. I'm ready to be done with it because to me, once I get done with this, then I can drop Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But I also want to see if Higgins can nail the ending. That last issue of Mighty Morphin actually was probably the best I've read in the 6 issues that I've gotten of it. I still think Go-Go is a stronger book. I think those characters are much more relatable. So I'm kind of hoping we get a nice combination between the two. But I just need to see if Higgins can actually nail it and see if I feel satisfied with what he tells me.
Garrett, what do you think?
I think whenever they do these 80-page giants, they're such great content. The art. I've been loving the story of Shattered Grid, and this is really the culmination of what's been going on all summer long. This has been a really fun storyline, because when you're reading this book, you're always like, oh, it'd be cool to see other Power Rangers in the comic, and this is one of the best ways that they could get it done, and it's very cool to see the first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic crossover, basically, and that was fun to experience, and I'm really excited for this conclusion. A lot can happen in 80 pages, so pretty pumped.
Oh, this is 80 pages?
Yep.
Well, it's going to be a grand finale. Alex, what do you think we're looking forward to this week?
It's hard to tell you what I'm actually most excited for, because in all honesty, the only thing that I think will at least look really good is going to be Isola from Image.
Garrett, what do you think?
Without a question, that Nightwing Annual #1, or whatever number it is, with Ben Percy and Otto Schmidt. Been missing that Otto Schmidt guy. He needs to be on more comics, and I do enjoy Ben Percy as a writer, so I think this is going to be one of the best annuals of all time.
I'm looking forward to the Venom Web of Vietnam book #1. It's going to be a one-shot, but Donny Cates is good about contained stories like that, so I'm looking forward to what he has to tell. And that was one of the most interesting aspects of the Venom series was that flashback that we had briefly, or that person telling the tale of how he used to wear the same symbiote. So I'm looking forward to it. Alex, very weird outside today. It was kind of warm, and then it rained, and then it was warm again. Every week I come here, I tell you, make sure to tell me when it's going to rain. And I never hear you tell me it's going to rain, and it does. What happened?
You know, today was a weird day. So I took my dog for a morning walk. It was hotter than hell. Then during the middle of the day, it got even hotter than hell. Then it rained a little bit, and it was still hot and uncomfortable. And you know what? I didn't even know it was going to rain, and I'm a meteorologist. It was cloudy all day because that smoke from out west. Eventually, we might just get smoke rain, and I don't even know how that happens. Again, I'm a meteorologist. I'm a scientist, and I can't even test or hypothesize how these things happen. So I'm going to tell you this right now. It could rain tomorrow. Looking pretty good for it, but I think it's going to be cool. So you never know. Could be a cool rain fall day. There. Told you.
Cool rain fall day. What does that do to the roads, Garrett?
You know, I don't know what Alex just said because it doesn't matter for what I'm going to say. And that's, with these books, there's not a lot of them, but they are thickened pages. So you want to make sure, maybe get up in the morning, warm up your forearms, to be able to hold that many books all at once, or at least that many pages in your books. There are some really great issues coming out, so you should definitely get to your shop early. Plus, this weekend's Labor Day, so that would be a great time to read your books when you have some time off work. Otherwise, try to get them done beforehand, and because there's not that many coming out.
Garrett, how many books you getting this week?
I'm getting 10, I believe.
Alex?
I think I've got 10.
And I got 3. See, this is how this works out. I'm the one picking up quality, and you guys pick up the quantity. So, I mean, we're out here trying to read these comic books on these short weeks, the 6 week and 10-10-3. You know what that equals, Alex?
I stopped listening to you, so...
when it's these weeks, you take time, you go back, you look at your stack, and you figure out what I need to catch up on, any trades I need to do. You go on Hoopla, you see what you got, check out there. Maybe you can try out some new things. We have the book club coming up here. You can read some Sandman, catch up with that, let us know what you think. That's what these weeks are for. So, I mean, there's some people out there, I guarantee you probably get nothing this week. There's nothing that they usually get. And use this week to catch up and to read something new, try something new. Maybe that Scarlet, if that looks interesting to you, or maybe you want to try this Vietnam. I'm sure this Venom story will be, you could jump right in and try it out, and if you like it, go back and get the Venom series. And so, or you want to try this Nightwing. Who knows? Annuals usually are a good, nice little one-shot, or they are enough of the story you can catch up with what's going on. So if you want to try that out too. So for Wednesday Comics, it's been a short one, but sweet. My name is Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone. Keep reading those books.